5 in boot camp back when I was there.
Yeah. So, what we're going to be doing here today is basically zeroing and make sure that we're all good with that. We're also going to go over some just basic tactical drills, just kind of get ourselves in the mood of shooting and doing a little bit of fun stuff. We're going to finish over here on the steel targets and kind of do some drills with that. Okay, so, you guys have like steel core rounds or anything like that? They're all just full metal jacket lead rounds?
No, these are FMJ.
Okay.
5.56.
Yeah.
No, they're FMJ too. So we've never fired these rifles, just so you know. So we've never zeroed them in.
As well as zero,
Yeah, I
and
have
we'll
no
be all
idea.
good there.
And we had a guy in Indiana put this together and put the sight on because we didn't have the right tools
Sweet.
for it. Illinois, thank you.
You're gonna make me feel nostalgic with the A1.
Well, I like it better than the A2 because I like the smooth grips. I don't like the rib grips, and it just takes me back to when I was young and lean and in shape.
I like it. All right, so as we're shooting, all right, we have to adhere to the 4 universal firearm safety rules. All right, these are rules that I'm never going to outgrow. These are rules that I'm always going to consciously implement every time I touch a firearm. First, treat every weapon as if it were loaded.
Yep.
All right, every time I approach a firearm, I have to treat it as if I touch the trigger, thing's going to go bang.
Yep.
All right. Furthermore, I have to know the condition of the firearm. All right, the firearm that I am handling at that particular moment.
Yeah.
All right. As soon as I approach any firearm, all right, like you said, check it, verify it, all right, prove it. Prove that it is the condition that you're saying. All right. Prove it to yourself, prove it to other people. When we get on the range, right, I tend to show people, right, hey, this is my gun, it is clear.
Yep.
Okay. My gun is not clear at the moment. I have been training all day. So anyway, treat every gun as if it were loaded. Know the condition of your gun. All right. Second, never point the weapon at anything you do not intend to shoot,
Right.
destroy, or pay for. Okay. If I shoot your car, right, you're probably going to be a little upset by it,
Well,
right?
I kind of
And
get bored of that one. So
you're probably going to want me to pay for it a
yeah,
little bit,
yeah.
all right? So treat every weapon as if it were loaded. Never point the weapon at anything you do not intend to shoot, destroy, or pay for unless you have made provisions in order to do that safely, like solid holster and all that stuff, right? 3, keep my finger straight and off the trigger until I intend to fire, all right? And then I am going to keep the firearm unloaded until I am ready to fire, ready to use it. Okay, now let's define those 2 terms, right? Intend to fire, meaning that my sights have arrived on target and I have made the conscious decision to pull the trigger. All right, meaning that as I'm presenting my firearm up, my sights cross the plane where they are good on the target, right? I can approach the trigger and I can start to squeeze. That doesn't mean that my sights are cleaned up and perfect on target, but as soon as they start to crease the threshold, right, I can start to prep it. That way I'm going to be faster and I'm doing things a little bit sooner. Okay. And then intend to use and ready to use, right? Say that I am going to do concealed carry capacity, right? This firearm is ready because I'm going to, it's in use, right? It's employed. If I'm going to use it for my defense, I have to have it ready, right? Racking it tends to take quite a bit of time. Okay, so same with the gun that's next to my bed, staged for my defense. It's staged for my defense, meaning that the intended use has a compression of time that I have to adhere to.
Right.
Okay, so because of that compression of time, I have to have my firearm ready. Okay, so make steps so that other unauthorized people don't use that firearm. I need to have safes and other things in the way.
Yep.
Now, the guns that I'm using for historical purpose, right? The gun that I'm not going to use for my defense, that's not staged. It's in the safe. It is stored. Ammunition for that gun is separated and locked accordingly. All right, they're locked in separate locations so that anybody who should break into my, or who does break into my gun, they don't, or safe, they don't have access to the firearm and ammunition together. Okay.
This all makes sense to you so far?
Yeah. So that's rule number 3. All right. Rule number 4, absolutely imperative here and out in the real world. All right. Especially since we're using rifles. All right. Know your target. and what is beyond it.
Right.
All right. All of these rules go to prohibit the accident triangle.
Right.
Okay. Now, the accident triangle is comprised of three things. These three things have to be together in order for them to get a fire. All right. First, obviously, what do you think we need second? What do you think we need second?
You said the rifle first, right? Yeah.
Sure, we need a firearm.
You need a loaded, magazine or
That's
whatever.
right. You need ammunition,
right? Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And what do you think the last thing you need is?
I would say a rational thinker, paying attention to the environment around him.
That's right. An operator. We need somebody to operate that. Right? I can load that rifle, stand right here in front of it, and it's never going to fire into it. Right? Not unless somebody comes up and pulls the trigger. So, with that in mind, right, we have to adhere to the rules so that we could prohibit those three things from coming together.
Okay.
All right, with an unauthorized person. So, with that in mind, right, we are going to load up our, we're going to load magazines, get ready to shoot. We're going to start with a zero drill. Do you remember what we zero in the Marine Corps at?
It's been a while, but you snap in, as I remember, different.
That's right.
We did, prone, kneeling, and standing.
Yep.
Yeah.
And what our zero distance is in the Marine Corps, especially for an M16
I don't remember. 100 yards?
37 yards.
All right, I couldn't remember.
So,
I want to add one more thing for his edification. You're the RSO here. What you say goes. Period.
Absolutely.
Whatever he says, you listen. Don't look at me. He's God here.
Yeah,
Period.
absolutely.
End of sentence.
Well, I won't say God, but I appreciate
Well, all right,
the
you're
sentiment.
demigod. You're one below.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? But what he
So,
says goes. Period.
So what we're going to do, we're going to walk out 30 seconds just so that we can kind of get ready on the AR platform. The AK platform, it's a little bit different as far as the range is concerned.
Okay.
Ballistically, it's slightly different, so we're going to move in just a little bit for that.
Okay.
All right. And I'll talk about why we do it with 30 seconds in just a second.
So you want us to load the magazines now?
Yeah, so let's go ahead and load one magazine with 5